With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
welcome back live trackside race fans. Championship week here for Swift Motorsports. We're going to kick things off and fire off this championship week on the Turn 3 Racing Network with the Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker. Ayer's iRacing paints ARCA Menard Series drivers. 8 of them gonna fight it out for a championship trophy. Who's gonna get the job done tonight to take home the big boy hardware here in season number 3? How you doing? How you feeling out there in TV land, race fans? Glad you could all join us here tonight. As always, Dave in the Cave bringing you all the calls from the trackside. Temperature out there, nice and cool breeze rolling off of the ocean just south of Miami here in Homestead. That's right, Homestead Miami Speedway back hosting the championship nights. Qualifying already underway, 1.5 minutes into this 5-minute qualifying session. Multiple drivers out there putting in their first time lapse of the evening. Right now, top spot belongs to Lee Staples. The 5 turns in a 34.234 for the fast time here tonight. Todd McGregor in the 71 just behind him. You'll notice tonight we've changed that timing and scoring for you. Your drivers highlighted in that Turn 3 orange. Those are your 8 championship contenders. You'll notice 2 drivers in the field highlighted with the Turn 3 blue. That's Donald Bennett and Jerry Cochran. Both of those drivers have been to victory lane. Cochran has been on a tear as of late. 3 race wins. He won last time we were at the track at Richmond Raceway. Can he do it again? And John Peel going to go top of the speed charts. 33.798 is the quick time tonight for Peel halfway through this 5-minute qualifying session. And I hear you got some fans out there on the YouTube side of things hoping that Sean Mitchell can get the job done for Collier Racing. Good to see Collier Motorsports checking in out there. Glad you could be trackside. Look to see you guys out on track tomorrow night in the Performance Truck Series season finale. And then we'll still have one more night of racing right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network for Swift Motorsports. That's right. It'll be the Breezy Acres Dairy Farms Xfinity Series Championship race Wednesday night. Mark it down on the calendar. Better yet, while you're here already watching, drop the drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, smash that bell, and we'll notify you anytime we go live. You won't have to mark it down on any type of calendar. Just, well, wait for that bell. With just about 60 seconds remaining, looks like everybody that's gonna qualify has put in a qualifying lap. We take that back. Donald Bennett out there on track. What do you say? We catch up with one of the last drivers out there to put in a time lap. The Cookstown, Pennsylvania Keystone Motorsports Turn 3 Bromley Design Simbox sponsored Chevy Impala of Donald Bennett. Last driver to qualify here, and he's going to have to get the job done fast. Less than 45 seconds remain. Bennett going to go 11th with his first time lap. Looks like it's going to be hard pressed to top the speed charts with John Peel sitting in the pole position right now. Fast time for Peel, 33.798. Bennett across the start-finish line. He'll break into the top 10, and that's about it. Just barely up to the 9th position, and that's going to do it for your qualifying session. So we'll step back away from the track for just a brief moment. John Peel takes the top spot here in qualifying. We're going to step away for a brief commercial break, then trackside for the national anthem. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
iRacing, you wanted the best, you got them 4 abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Whoa! say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
And back trackside one final time here in the Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Ayer's iRacing Paints ARCA Menard Series. After the jets fly over, you have the drivers hitting the starting grid. Not much to talk about besides the championship 8, but we'll go ahead and run down some official business for you. Standings coming into tonight's race. There you can see them right there. Kind of battle of the best of the rest between Jerry Cochran and Donald Bennett. Cochran with a solid advantage. Look for him to keep and solidify that 13th position. Small little battle right there, 11th and 12th between Noah Owens and Big Mac. John McMillan, Senior Logan Hartman, just a handful of points back from Larry Poling, but the big battle, that's right. You see those top 8 drivers right there, all knotted up at 3,000 points, all vying for a championship. Out of those top 8, only 2 have been to victory lane this season. Will we see a first-time race winner walk away with the hardware tonight? Will we see a race winner and the championship winner all in one? Gonna be a long night to find out. 105 laps here tonight from Homestead Miami Speedway in the Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Ayer's iRacing Paints ARCA Menard Series. It looks like final few drivers are beginning to make their way finally through that pre-race inspection. So let's go ahead and run down some of your stats here so far this season. Just 5 race winners. Jason Branch and Kevin Burrows both topping the winners column. Burrows with 5, Branch with 4. Jerry Cochran with his win last week stepped it up to 3 race wins. Donald Bennett and Chris Scala both to victory lane one time here this season. Will we see a new race winner? You got 105 laps to find out. But you can hear those familiar ringing bells in the background. It's time to run down tonight's official starting lineup for the championship race here in season number 3 for Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Ayer's iRacing Paints ARCA Menard Series, starting inside row number 1, fast time in qualifying for the 77 Ology Brewing Company machine of John Peel. Kevin Burrows in the 23, always fast at the front. Once again, he'll start just to his outside in second. Third and fourth position here tonight, Jerry Cochran and Big Mac John McMillan Sr. Back in row number 3 here tonight, the 65 of Sean Mitchell. In the 5 of Lee Staples. Noah Owens and Jason Branch back in row number 4. Row 5 tonight, the 31 of Donald Bennett, followed by the 71 of Todd McGregor. Logan Hartman, Lee Campbell back in row number 6. And in row number 7 here tonight, David Cameron. And you've also got Larry Bowling in the 69 machine. Both of those drivers going to start tail end of the field in row number 7. Gary Wells, Justin Gann are your race officials and admins. It's time to go back championship racing here in Swift Motorsports. iRacing pace car gonna duck off this time around. There it goes, and here we go. Green flag flies for the first time here tonight from Homestead Miami Speedway. Pole sitter John Peel gets off to a good start. Burrows, Cochran, Mitchell all nose to tail back into turn 1 here. 51 of John McMillan Sr. still right there. Noah Owens, Lee Staples, Jason Branch all knotted up on track, all chasing down your pole sitter as we head down the backstretch for the first time. Donald Bennett looks to the inside of the 71 of Todd McGregor. Not going to quite pull that pass off just yet, as a handful of drivers now try the bottom. Way up the track goes, I believe that is the 88 of Noah Owens. Way up the track there as Lee Staples keeps the StepTire.com 5 down to the bottom of the speedway. Top drivers stepping away just a little bit now, having almost a half a second advantage on lap number 2. Already stretching his legs is your pole sitter, John Peel. Coming right at you and back down into turn 1 and 2. Everybody beginning to get their bearings about the car too early here. Not want to wear out the tires too early in the run. You can find yourself in a real bad position if you were to do that. Right now, looks like John Peel maintaining those tires very well. He'll continue to lead every lap so far. 3 in the book, 4 now on the board out of this 105 lap official scheduled race distance. Jerry Cochran looks to the inside. Can the Grayson Jade Photography sponsored driver get up and around? Is that a Camry? It looks like a Toyota Camry out there, piloted by the 65 L&J Welding and Fabrication Blues diecast machine. Sean Mitchell out there in the Toyota. What do you say? Not much to see at the front of the field. John Peel still has a 4/10 of a second advantage over Kevin Burrows. Burrows has about the same over Sean Mitchell. There you can see Burrows just off in the distance in front of that 65. There goes your top 2. Your 3rd and 4th place driver, Lee Staples, rounds out the top 5. Another knot of cars here with Staples. There you can see John McMillan Sr., Jason Branch, Todd McGregor going at it. That's for 7th and 8th on the speedway. Back down the backstretch and into turn number 3. The field goes. Everybody coming right at you. Exit of turn 4 now, heading back across the stripe. Lap number 6 in the board. Lap number 7, your pole sitter John Peel still leads this field. 65 of Sean Mitchell able to close in just a little bit on Jason Branch this time around, but that's going to open up the door for the 18. Cochran looks to the inside, not going to get there. Big wiggle off of 2 for the 65 of Mitchell. Cochran had a chance to look to the inside, thought better of it on entry. He's going to look there now through the center off. Will he carry the speed as that 65 begins to struggle with the tires a little bit early here in this green flag run. You know, we're going to keep mentioning it all night long. Your top 3 drivers all vying for that championship trophy. John Peel, Kevin Burrows, and Sean Mitchell. And out of your top 3 drivers, only one has been to victory lane. That's that 23 of Kevin Burrows. So he's sitting pretty. He likes what he sees in front of him. And that's just one driver. It can only get better from here. Well, it could get worse. It could. Let's hope it doesn't. Let's have some good green flag racing action here all night long. Accustomed to seeing those long green flag runs here in the Ayer's iRacing Paints ARCA Menard Series with Swift Motorsports. Will we see championship night under the lights produce another long, clean, and green flag race? Gap starting to develop through the tail end of the field. David Cameron has about 2.5 seconds over Larry Poling. I apologize, that's Logan Hartman with 2.5 seconds over David Cameron. Larry Poling just about a half a second back from him. Another big gap from Donald Bennett back to Lee Campbell. So Bennett rounding out your top 10, sitting in a solid position for now as he tries to close in on the 88 of Noah Owens. Lee Campbell going to make his way by Logan Hartman for that 11th position. That happened about 2 laps ago. Now your race leader really running that high line, the Larson line, if you will, right up next to that outside wall. He's going to force Burrows and Mitchell in the entire field. If they're going to want to go around, they're going to have to do it on the inside. And that is a really tough thing to do here at Homestead Miami Speedway, especially through 3 and 4. Your top 5 all within 1 second of each other. You can see it right over there on the left-hand side of your screen. Just 0.7 of a second separates first from 5th on the speedway, with a 1.5 seconds back to 6th place. That's just about 0.8 off. There you can see Lee Staples all over the 18 of Jerry Cochran. A little bit of a wiggle out of Burrows. And it's interesting to see that 77 of Peel. He's took the Ology Brewing Company sponsored 77 up to the top of the speedway. It has pretty much stayed there. He's found some grip. He's found something that he likes. He's keeping the car about a lane and a half higher than the rest of the field, especially through 3 and 4. But here he goes back to the high side in 1 and 2, and the momentum going to pay off as Burrows struggles for the bite off of the corner there. He's going to lose about a half a car length by the time they head back to 3. He's able to close in a little bit on the entry, but watch, there's Peel back into the gas. Burrows back into the gas and down to the bottom of the speedway, but just look at the big game there. Already pulling about a car length by the time they cross the stripe. Fastest driver on the track, not even in the top 5. Todd McGregor, the 71 Mountain Dew throwback machine. Let's take a look at McGregor. There he is. Last time around, race leader turned in a 34.63. McGregor with a 34.46. He's got one of the fastest lap times out there over the past 5 laps here. Will he close in on that 51? As John McMillan Sr. has slowly closed in on the 18 of Jerry Cochran, who runs the tail end of this lead pack. Everybody knows the tail at the front. That's going to bring this long train of cars, I suspect, are going to all come back together to almost 3 wide through 3 and 4. Burrows really digging on the bottom, catfishing if you will. Ripping the lip, going to the high side. I know we're not dirt tracking, but that's the best way to describe it. Back to the high side goes Peel. He's going to look for that momentum to stay wound up on the high side. Give him a good launch down the backstretch. Burrows able to keep even down there. And here comes Lee Staples. Staples grabs a spot away from Cochran. He's going to look to take a podium position as well. Six out of your 8 championship drivers sitting inside of the top 10 right now. Just Lee Campbell and David Cameron outside of the top 10. Campbell sitting back in 11th, while Cameron having a little bit of a rough go at it here tonight. He's a bit off of the pace, back in the 13th position. 16 now, make it 17 seconds back from this lead pack. And Burrows has to give up second. He's going to lose a spot. Sean Mitchell going to take over in the L&J Welding and Fabrication Blues Diecast 65. Lee Staples also going to make up a position. And now here comes Cochran to the inside. Burrows may have burned off the right front. All right, Pierce. I'm glad you're out there in the chat, but you got to remember, once it's on the internet, you can't take it back. It's there. My good buddy Pierce Maffitt from a few of the other series here with Swift Motorsports, checking out there in the YouTube chat. Glad to see you out there as well. Glad to see some great racing action right here towards the front of the field, too. Battling for second, third, and fourth on the speedway. Mitchell, Staples, and Cochran trying to chase down that 77. And Staples with a big run on the bottom. He's going to grab second and almost get to John Peel. But as we were saying, Pierce checking in saying, if Sean Mitchell can walk away with the race win here tonight, Pierce is going to put his face on the car. Wednesday night, championship night in the Breezy Acre Dairies Farms Xfinity Series right here for Swift Motorsports on the Turn 3 Racing Network. And I think I just became a Sean Mitchell fan just because I want to see his face on your car. Want to see it, gotta have it, gotta need it, and I want it. Just kidding. Battle for the top spot now as Lee Staples looks to the inside. We've seen one driver already attempt that run on the inside and really wear out the tires and fall back through the field. Kevin Burrows, whoa, and look at this. Slides up the track, and Lee Staples gonna lead a lap. First lead change of the night. Two different race leaders, one lead change, no caution flag so far. Now the 77 of Peel has to do, oh, and contact between them two. Front row seat for there was Jerry Cochran. He watched a little bit of door banging going on between that 77 of Peel as well as the 5 of Staples. Staples looking strong. Whoa, big slide off of 4 for Staples. He's going to lose a lot of momentum, and that's going to put the Ology Brewing Company machine right back on the tail end of him. Here comes another Camry. Can the 18 Grayson Jade photography machine of Jerry Cochran grab that second spot away? Going to do so for the time being. Down there on the inside lane, down the backstretch all by himself. Draft help out there on the outside for Peel. Will it prevail? Doesn't look like it's going to. And Jerry Cochran going to take that second spot away as now John Peel begins to struggle on the high side. Side-by-side racing action. Here comes Kevin Burrows and Sean Mitchell. Mitchell falling back to the 5th position now as Kevin Burrows retakes a spot in the top 5. He'll come back to take 4th away. Todd McGregor and John McMillan Sr. have arrived on the scene. So your top 7 all within about 2 seconds of each other, all running very well as the top 2 slowly begin to step away. Burrows and Peel. We've seen it before. It was at the front. Now it's for 3rd and 4th. Advantage to Burrows on the bottom. Top 2 still mixing it up right now. We'll jump back up there here in just 1 second. Gonna let that battle play out now. Let's go back up front here. As the drivers make their way off of turn number 4, they'll head to the flag stand there. You can see it, drag race across the line, and Cochran's going to lead that lap. Jerry Cochran with a lap lead. That's going to give us 3 different race leaders, 2 lead changes here tonight. For the first time, the 18 heads to the front. Cochran begins to step away from the field, opening up our biggest race lead so far. 0.6 of a second now separates those top 2 drivers. Lee Staples falls back to second. Kevin Burrows in third. Todd McGregor back in fourth. John Peel rounds out your top 5 for the time being. Let's go back with some of that action right here, as now Todd McGregor has taken 4th spot away from John Peel. John McMillan Sr. begins to arrive on the scene, and Sean Mitchell has fallen out of the top 5. He's back to 7th. More battles on the speedway. Let's jump back here. There you can see the 31 of Donald Bennett. He's trying to close in on the 88 of Noah Owens. Owens has been running really strong until that moment. A little bit of a scrape on the outside wall, damage on the right front. And that's going to allow Donald Bennett to look to the inside. He'll slide up the racetrack off of 2, and he'll take the 9th spot away as Owens drops back to 10th. Lee Campbell, where did he go? He's still back in the 11th position. There you can see championship contender struggling a little bit here tonight in the championship race at Homestead Miami Speedway. Meanwhile, back at the front, man, oh man, Cochran has stretched his legs now. 1.2 second advantage. That's about 10 car lengths as he makes his way out of turn number 3. He'll head back across the stripe to begin lap number 30. Out of the 105 scheduled in tonight's official race distance. Looks like some of the battles beginning to dissipate on the track. We'll check this one out for just a brief moment. Kevin Burrows trying to run down Lee Staples for the 2nd position. And how about this? John Peel, Big Mac, John McMillan Sr. looking to the inside. John Sr. looking to take a spot in the top 5 away from these championship drivers. 4 out of your top 5 drivers were championship contenders, as now Peel falls back to 6th. Whoa, and a big moment there for Sean Mitchell. He's going to slide right up in front of Jason Branch. He'll keep the 7th spot for now, but Branch firing back down on the inside. Can he get the iHeartRadio 99 machine up through this running order a little bit further? Branch now into 7th. Battles towards the top 10, rear of the top 10, battles towards the front of this field. Lee Staples duking it out right now with the 23 of Kevin Burrows. And we've had some small battles all race long so far here. Nothing getting drowned out and dull at all here with the Swift Motorsports butt kicker. Ayer's iRacing Paints ARCA Menard Series, and we've got drivers to pit road. Sean Mitchell pulls the 65 down pit lane for the first time. Noah Owens gonna follow suit. Lee Campbell also brings the 14 in for service. So keep that on in in the back of your mind, on the radar already, some fuel and tire strategy coming into play on lap number 32 for some of these drivers. Most of the field is going to stay out. That's going to put all three of those drivers one lap down. Campbell, Owens, Mitchell, all going to fall off the lead lap now as Jerry Cochran continues to stretch the lead at the front of this field. He's about 3 seconds off in front of the battle you see on your screen. Kevin Burrows, Lee Staples still going at it. Burrows gets back to where he started tonight's race from, back to second. Staples still up 3 spots from where he started tonight. Solid run so far in the 5 championship battle on track right there between those two men. Kevin Burrows and Lee Staples going at it. Whichever one of these 8 drivers finishes in front of the others, that's who's going to be crowned the champion here tonight. Jason Branch, Kevin Burrows, David Cameron, Lee Campbell, Todd McGregor, Sean Mitchell, John Peel, and Lee Staples are your championship 8. You can see them highlighted in that turn 3 orange over there on the left-hand side of your screen. I don't know, man. These top 2, they have separated themselves from Todd McGregor and John Peel, who's now to pit road with Jason Branch. I'm just not sure. Todd McGregor sitting about 2 seconds back from Burrows and Staples. There you can see that throwback Mountain Dew machine of McGregor back in the distance. He's going to have company with John McMillan Sr. beginning to close in on him as Larry Poling and Burrows going to peel for pit road late. That's going to put Lee Staples in solid control of that second position. But now just 3 drivers left to hit pit road as Donald Bennett can appeal for pit road this time around. Green flag pit stop started on lap 32. We're 5 laps into this green flag pit stop cycle. And Cochran, Staples, McMillan Sr. all continue to stay out on track, and Staples has had enough. He comes to pit road. John McMillan Sr. also to pit road. That's going to leave just your race leader out there on the track in no man's land. He's almost going to have the entire field down a lap. I mean, that's ridiculous. I know we are under green flag pit conditions, but will the 18 take this opportunity? And he's gonna stay out on track, and he's gonna try to put these drivers all 1 lap down before coming to pit road. That's gonna be 40 laps, so he's definitely gonna be able to make it on just 1 more stop from here. Looks like the rest of the field is gonna have to make a second stop. No, they may be able to stretch it. Tonight's race being turned into a 2-stop race for your race leader, Jerry Cochran. He's going to go ahead and peel to pit road this time around. Down to pit road. No problems from the pit road police so far here tonight. We'll check in with Kevin Burrows as he's sitting in second, unlapping himself just now halfway down the backstretch. He's got a long way to go to get back around to that 18 of Cochran, who is putting down some extremely fast laps there before coming to pit road. He's down and away, heading out of pit road, and Burrows just now coming across the stripe. Jerry Cochran gets up to speed. Will he keep that top spot through the green flag cycle? David Cameron with trouble. He was on pit road for quite some time. He'll fall off the lead lap back into the 14th position. Larry Poling now listed off the lead lap. Logan Hartman in danger of being the next driver 1 lap down. There you can see Jerry Cochran looking to keep the top spot, not able to do so. Kevin Burrows goes back to the top spot. or Burrows to the top spot for the first time, I should say. We've had Lee Staples, Sean Mitchell, Jerry Cochran, and Kevin Burrows all as race leaders here tonight. On the 10 of David Cameron with some trouble. He goes way up the track. Now can the Grayson Jade Photography Camry get back to the front and get back in front of Kevin Burrows. He's got much fresher tires, about 3 laps fresher tires to be exact. And what a run there with the undercut for Sean Mitchell. Check that out. He's got a little bit of a gap back to Lee Staples, about a second or so back to Staples. So Mitchell dropped out of the top 5, came to pit road on lap 32, one of your first drivers to pit road. 10 laps later, he finds himself back in a podium spot, back running in 3rd. Burrows back in a familiar place, back to familiar pace. That's leading at the track. Here with Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker, Ayer's iRacing Paints ARCA Menard Series. The 18 of Jerry Cochran's going to go back to the bottom of the speedway. He'll grab that top spot back once again. 5th lead change of the night. No caution flags. 4 race leaders. 14 drivers on the starting grid. We've still got all 14 on the track with just 12 now left. On the lead lap, Logan Hartman in the 15 machine. He is the last driver on the lead lap, and it looks like Burrows now beginning to struggle a little bit with the pace on those older tires, but much, much older tires out of this man right here. How long can he keep the field at bay? How long can he keep Lee Staples, Jason Branch, John Peel behind him? 5-lap difference on the tires from Mitchell to Staples. Just 3-lap difference from Mitchell to Branch. So as Lee Staples makes his way to the tail end of that 65, he's really going to be able to manage the fall off from here. Really going to be able to keep himself in a good, solid spot for this second green flag run. Look for that undercut to possibly work out a little bit better. The 65 stays on this same strategy. Something we haven't done all year. Why don't we go ahead and highlight your championship 8 drivers here as they run on the speedway, sitting in the second position here tonight, chasing after a championship trophy. Can he get the job done is what we want to know. Kevin Burrows, highest running championship driver, he sits in second. Podium spot run right now for the 5StepTire.com machine of Lee Staples. He sits in a solid 3rd, your second championship driver in the field. He's got a long way to go to catch up to Kevin Burrows, about 2.5 seconds back at this point in time, and the man just behind him, just getting by him last time around, Sean Mitchell, one of your championship contenders as well. Mitchell runs in 4th. Rounding out your top 5, 4th driver in your championship 8, Jason Branch sits in 5th. Back there in the 6th position, another championship driver. That's the 71 of Todd McGregor. McGregor also looking to have a solid night here tonight. He needs a good one, needs to find a little bit more pace if he's going to want to hoist the trophy at the end of the night, because the Ology Brewing Company 77 machine, piloted by the Bradenton, Florida native, your pole sitter here tonight, John Peel, is watching his championship hopes slowly slip away. He was closing in on Todd McGregor, now has lost the spot to John McMillan Sr. John Peel fights for 7th. Lee Campbell, one of your championship drivers as well here tonight. The MPI sponsored 14 machine of Campbell has struggled a bit with the pace here tonight. His Impala not running as well as he would like it. Campbell sitting outside of your top 10. He's now in 11th. Last driver, and he is down on pit road in the championship 8. Looks like David Cameron has some issues, and he's going to try to fix his machine up. Tough break here tonight for Cameron. Looks like we have got our first championship driver out of the race. Back up to the front with your race leader. 2.5 second advantage for Kevin Burrows, who has a 2-second advantage over Lee Staples. 1.5 seconds back from Very Good 5. Sean Mitchell, Jason Branch beginning to close in on Mitchell. Let's go over here with this iHeartRadio Dynamark. Sponsored 99 of Branch. He's been quiet all night, now up 3 spots from where he started tonight's race, outside of your top 5. We haven't been there yet. Why don't we go down on board, take a ride around Homestead with Jason Branch. When we get to get that close to the cars, man, it is such a great feeling to hear it. Just a roar of these drivers' engines are second to none. Jason Branch still tries to close in on the 65 of Sean Mitchell. That's going to be for 4th and 5th on the speedway. And a long way to go before we see green flag pit stops once again. About 10 more laps is what Mitchell's going to have to stay out. And so far, it's an overall gain. But he's got drivers closing in fast. Jason Branch going to look to the bottom of the speedway now. Branch going to pull even through the center of 3 and 4. He'll look to take the spot. As they exit, he'll slide up the track back towards the line, and there you see it. Branch grabs that 4th spot as Mitchell now falls back to 5th. Todd McGregor gonna close in on Sean Mitchell as well. John Peel, John McMillan Sr. right there battling with each other. What do you say we take a look at that battle unfolding? And as we jump around the racetrack just a little bit, gotta remember, just past the halfway point here tonight in the championship race. Under the lights right here at Homestead, Miami Speedway, we'd be remiss if we didn't remind you of all the great sponsors here in Swift Motorsports. Big shout out to BUTTKICKER, as well as Ayer's iRacing Paints here sponsoring the ARCA Menard Series this season. In season number 3, look to see some big news coming about season number 4 here in the upcoming weeks. Also a big time shout out to Performance Motorsports sponsoring the Truck Series here in Swift Motorsports, as well as Breezy Acre Dairy Farms. Whoa, in contact! McGregor off of the nose of the 65, and around he goes. Hard impact, caution, flag flies. Happened right before our eyes. Oh my gosh, let's see if we can't take another look at how that went down. There you can see just not quite clearing. The 71 goes right around, right into that outside wall. That is some hard impact. We'll take one more look at it here. Oh, and that is a hard hit right there for that 71 of McGregor. That's also gonna do that's gonna mix things up a little bit here. We were knocking on the door of beginning a second round of green flag pit stops here for a handful of drivers. And now that is going to be cut short. Drivers going to be able to come down pit road. Everybody going to start on the same tires and fuel. We'll have to see how it all plays out. We're going to step away for just a brief commercial break as the field comes to a crawl and they all hit their pit box. We're going to step away. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Pace car down and away as we get set to go back. Green flag racing. Once again here from Homestead, Miami Speedway, Jerry Cochran has kept the race lead. After that pit stop under caution, 65 of Sean Mitchell, he needed a little bit of a break to get back on the same strategy, same fuel mileage as the rest of the drivers, same fuel strategy, I should say. Able to do so with that caution. He finds himself in the second position. Jason Branch going at it now with Lee Staples for third and fourth. And well, they thought that Todd McGregor's crew was pretty exciting down there, beating and banging. Looks like the producers wanted to get a shot of the car getting worked on down there on pit road. Tough break for championship contender, the 71 of Todd McGregor, and David Cameron. He is also listed out of tonight's race. McGregor off of pit road now. He is all but out of tonight's race, being listed 4 laps, 1 lap down, 4 laps down. So it appears, for all intents and purposes, we now have a second driver that has lost his chances at Season 3's championship trophy right here tonight for Swift Motorsports. Butt Kicker, Ayer's iRacing Paints ARCA Menard Series. Back towards the front. What has happened to Jerry Cochran? Sean Mitchell has taken the race lead, and Jerry Cochran has dropped to the tail end of the field. Are we seeing some games here? Sean Mitchell gonna grab that top spot. That's gonna give us our 6th different lead change of the night amongst 4 different race leaders. Can Jason Branch now lead a lap? And you gotta wonder, is maybe falling back a strategy play here by that 18 of Mitchell? Branch gonna drop to the bottom, and he's gonna take that spot away. That's gonna be our 7th lead change with 5 different race leaders so far here tonight. Mitchell not giving up, all over the rear deck lid right now of Branch. Better not breathe too easily, because looking off of the tail end of Sean Mitchell. There you go. Great camera shot looking back at the 5 of Lee Staples. He's got the StepTire.com. Monte Carlo looking good, running in the 3rd position here. We'll jump back to the front side of the action as Staples looks to the inside. Nope, not going to do it. Not going to have a run. Mitchell going to keep the 2nd spot for now. Close little battle there. 2nd, 3rd, 4th on the speedway. Mitchell, Staples, Burrows all in a line. The Ology 77 of John Peel now back onto the scene. He's running in the 5th position. John McMillan Sr. in 6th. Noah Owens back in 7th. Donald Bennett in 8th. 9th is Jerry Cochran, and Lee Campbell rounds out the top 10. But what has happened to Cochran? Taking a look at the right side of the car, doesn't look like there's any damage here. And as the field continues to battle for positions, we'll jump back around the track just a little bit, back to the front of this field, as now it looks like we're 3 wide and no Burrows backs out. Looked like we were gonna go 3 wide into turns 1 and 2, but Kevin Burrows in the 23 machine, he stepped out of it, decided better of it. Jason Branch is liking what he's seeing in his rear view mirror, and that's a lot of his championship contenders battling behind him. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, all on the speedway. All championship drivers, all pretty much nose to tail. First one on the scene out of the championship chase. That's the 51 of John McMillan Sr. He's tail end of this 5-car pack. Ooh, close little moment there for Staples as Mitchell almost gets into the outside wall. And I tell you what, things getting heated up here towards the front of the field as race leader Jason Branch stretching it out 1.3 seconds over the field. That is not your biggest gap so far here tonight. We've seen bigger gaps out of Jerry Cochran towards the middle part of that second green flag run. Will we see another driver stretch his legs out? Noah Owens giving up a position to Donald Bennett. Owens going to fall into the clutches of Jerry Cochran. And, I mean, Cochran, he jumped out of the gas and went back to the tail end of the field really quick. I really think this may be a fuel strategy. I think Cochran looked at the fuel mileage and said, yeah, I'm going to have to save this entire run if I'm going to want to make it 44 laps on the fuel. That's what these drivers are looking for. Can the field do it? Who's willing to risk it for the biscuit? I mean, Jerry Cochran, nothing to lose. He's just after race wins. But what about these four at the front? All championship contenders, now your top five, all championship contenders as John Peel gets back by John McMillan Sr. So will any of these five be willing to take that risk of running out of gas for the championship trophy? I know one man that's not saving any gas, and that's this iHeart Radio Dynamark sponsored Chevy, piloted by Jason Branch. Branch looking for his 5th win of the season. What a better way to seal the deal than walking away with a race win championship night in 2 trophies in hand. We'll have to wait to see if that's the game that's going to be played by our championship winner here in season number 3 for Swift Motorsports. Butt Kicker, Ayer's iRacing Paints ARCA Menard Series. Woo! 2, now 3 wide. We do have 3 wide for the first time, and Burrows backs out again. Has John Peel maybe noticed the gas because he has dropped off on the pace as well? Burrows running about a half a second slower than these drivers at the front of the field, and the man, he ain't saving nothing. Jason Branch, 34:58 on the lap time on the stopwatch last time around. We'll wait to see how it all shakes out this time around. 34:79, he is still hammered down. One of the fastest times out there on track. John McMillan Sr., only driver that is faster. John Peel still running in the 35s, as well as Jerry Cochran. Cochran way off pace, about a second, about 1.3 off of the lap time pace by your race leader. So Cochran definitely saving some gas. We're going to stay right here, though. How about this battle right here, heading back into turn number 1. Oh, and contact! Staples turns sideways. He caught the car. Oh, my God. We stepped away to a different camera angle there, right as contact between the 65 and the 5 happened in Staples. Job well done, my friend. That StepTire.com machine was all sorts of out of shape and sideways. He corralled the car, got it headed back in the right direction. He now sits in a solid 3rd position as drivers make their way back into turn 1, coming right at you. There you can see that race lead for Jason Branch. He'll cross the line as the field just now makes their way off of turn number 4. Back to the battle right here. John McMillan Sr. now looking to take a 4th position away from Lee Staples. Staples, after contact, struggling a little bit. Heating up those right side tires may not have been a good deal for that 5 of Staples. Driving mad inside there right now after the contact. And that's just speculation. Why not try to start something, right? Back to John McMillan Sr. And how about the driver's suit and the helmet combination right here being worn inside the office of that 51. And that whoa, looking good. take a look back. Nope, no reason to look back because they're side by side. Lee Staples not having any of it. He's going to try to take that fourth position back as Jason Branch has stepped out to almost a 2-second advantage. Kevin Burrows putting a second between himself and Sean Mitchell, who has now stepped out to a 1-second advantage over this two-car battle between John McMillan Sr. and Lee Staples. That's going to bring John Peel and Donald Bennett right up into the mix. Knocking on the door of 26 to go here in Swift Motorsports season number 3, brought to you by BUTTKICKER and Ayer's iRacing Paints, bringing you the one and only, the greatest show. Well, I can't say that. The greatest show in the K&N cars. That's right, these ARCA Menard Series machines. I was going to say the greatest show on earth, but we do have multiple series here with Swift Motorsports, so you can't count those ones out either. And what a way to begin championship week, huh? We've got a lot of action on track. We've got championship drivers at the front, 2 of them right here running 5th and 6th on the speedway. We've got a fuel mileage race possibility on our hands as well. And it looks like Lee Staples has had enough. He peels for pit road. He's not going to have enough. He's going to pull to pit road for some fuel. Race leader's time beginning to fall back towards the time being put down by Jerry Cochran. He's still 0.6 of a second off of the lap time of your race leader, Jason Branch. So continuing to really save the fuel is Jerry Cochran in the 18. Cochran has led quite a bit of laps here tonight as Sean Mitchell and Donald Bennett, they both peel for pit road this time with 23 laps to go. Five of Lee Staples listed as the first driver off of the lead lap, first championship driver to hit pit road for those fresh tires and fuel. Jason Branch to pit road, John McMillan Sr. to pit road. Burrows going to continue out on the track. 4.5 second race advantage now as he works his way back off of turn number 2 down the backstretch once again. And Burrow's going to peel for pit road this time around. That's going to put the field back into the hands of the Ology Brewing Company machine. No, he's going to peel for pit road. What does Jerry Cochran do? Look to see Cochran try to extend this, and he very well may just stay out the entire time. It's going to be really close, though. He was back down onto pit road somewhere around. Let's go back and take a look at that. I believe it was lap number 57. Yeah, back on lap number 57 is when he came to pit road. So I don't know, man. That's a lot of fuel to save. Like we said, that's about 4 to 5 laps that you're gonna have to save on fuel. Still running those 35-second lap times, so we may have this thing mapped out. Him and his crew chiefs may have talked this one over. For now, the Grayson Jade Photography Toyota Camry, piloted by Jerry Cochran, looks for his, I believe it's going to be his 3rd win in a row if he can pull it off here tonight at Homestead Miami Speedway. He went to Victory Lane 2 weeks ago when we were at the track at Richmond Raceway. Also went to Victory Lane when we were at Texas, so yes, indeed. Kevin Burrows was the last one to win before Jerry Cochran began his 3-race winning run. And can he make it 4 in a row? I have to wait and see here. He's going to let a few of these drivers that have already stopped for tires and fuel back around. Looking at the pit times, everybody has taken 4 tires, so everybody with a ton of tire advantage on your race leader right now. Cochran, is he going to be able to keep the pace up long enough? 35.46 last time around, this time by a 35.76. And that is to Jason Branch's fast time right now, 33.79. That's going to be, we're looking for it, and yes, that's going to be the quickest time of the race, 33.79. That is what John Peel ran to grab the pole position here tonight. So Branch laying it down, hammer down with 18 laps to go. He's got 23 seconds to make up. He's going to have to be on the throttle the rest of the night. Sean Mitchell going to get by Kevin Burrows. That's going to be for the 4th position on track. We'll jump back for a second. See if there's any fight back from Kevin Burrows. And no, Burrows not going to fight back for the moment. He's going to stay sitting in that 5th position, but that's going to bring Lee Staples slowly up into the mix. Staples just 1 second back from Burrows as these two drivers begin that battle. And look at that lap time just drop off. Already a second plus ripped off of that race advantage of Jerry Cochran by Jason Branch. And how about this? I mean, we've got to mention it right here. How about the MPI 14 of Lee Campbell? We were ready to write Campbell off just about 50 laps ago. And now, coming to just 15 laps to go, he's got a 13-second advantage over Jason Branch. Lee Campbell sits in the top spot for your championship 8. No, he's going to pull to pit road. Campbell gonna pull to pit road, didn't have enough to make it to the end, and he is gonna drop out of those podium spots and look for him to drop all the way outside of the top 10 or knocking on the door of outside of the top 10. Does he try to minimize it by just grabbing fuel only? We'll keep our eye down there on pit road. I don't know, race fans. He's still about a second, 1.3 seconds a lap slower than Jason Branch, who has taken over that 2nd position. Sean Mitchell running in 3rd right now. And I tell you what, we've done it before. Let's do it again. Let's see if we can't get a little cheat sheet. Let's ride with your race leader, Jerry Cochran. Oh, and he is out of the gas way early, saving a ton. He has still got a large gap to play with here, upwards of 17 and a half. Whoa, easy on the throttle there, buddy. Still a long way to go here. 13 laps, 12 when we cross the line this time around. And he is more than likely going to be have to saving fuel the entire run last time around. Still 1 second slower than Jason Branch, who continues to cut into that race lead. We'll jump back to one of your only battles on the track. There you can see that 71 of Todd McGregor, Wounded Warrior, here tonight. As a 65 drops to the bottom, he'll try to chase back down Kevin Burrows and take a spot in the podium here tonight. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th on the racetrack. All championship contenders. 4 out of your top 8 inside of the top 5. And Jason Branch has a little bit of an advantage right now over Kevin Burrows. Burrows about 2.5 seconds back and slowly falling into the clutches of Sean Mitchell. Mitchell's going to bring Lee Staples right along, so we may see a 4-car battle for the championship right at the end of tonight's race. How much better can it get? As we do close in on just 10 laps to go here tonight, do keep in mind to continue to help push Turn 3 Racing Network to the top of the charts. That's right, we passed that 2,000 subscriber mark. Now help us push it to 3K. While you're over here watching some great racing action, drop these drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash that bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. We do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by, whether you're sliding through to say hey, you're one of the dedicated fans, friends, family, or maybe even sponsors. We do appreciate each and every one of you. Without you, there would be no us. And again, thank you to each and every one of you that made that 2,000 mark possible. We do salute each and every one of you, as we are now down to just 9 laps remaining here in season number 3 for the Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Ayer's iRacing Paints ARCA Menard Series. Jason Branch, your highest running championship contender. There's Kevin Burrows in the 23 right behind him. Sean Mitchell running in 4th. 3rd championship driver in line, Lee Staples, right behind him. Burrows beginning to gain a little bit of ground on Branch. The gap was 1.5 seconds. It is now down to just 1 second between Jason Branch and Kevin Burrows. That's going to be a battle for the championship trophy. Battle for 2nd and 3rd on the speedway, but battle for the championship trophy. 7 laps to go. Race leader still has a 7.5 second advantage, and those lap times still 1 second slower for Jerry Cochran. So will Branch be able to reel him in time? Man, I'm telling you, we very well may see ourselves one crazy little finish. Last time around, race leader Jerry Cochran turned in a 36:10 on the stopwatch. Jason Branch with a 34:70. Burrows with a 34:41. So Burrows almost 2 seconds faster last time around than race leader Jerry Cochran. Oh boy. 15 of Logan Hartman, back marker. He's going to be up in the mix for just a moment. Will that be enough to slow down the pace of Branch and Burrows and keep them from being able to close in on your race leader? High 5 last time around. 5 laps to go here from Miami. Gonna keep it with the battle for the championship trophy for the time being. Jerry Cochran, not much to see up there, as you can tell from the left-hand side of your screen on the timing tower. He's still got a 5 second advantage with just 4 laps to go. It's gonna be hard pressed now for Branch and Burrows both to make it up there and battle for the overall race win. But we have got a hot and heavy battle between 2 of the heavy hitters here in season number 3. Branch and Burrows throwing blows for the championship trophy. Burrows leads Jason Branch in the win column. Will he beat him out here tonight at Homestead Miami Speedway? 3 laps remain here to decide the championship race, to decide who will lift the championship trophy, to decide who will have the bragging rights over the next 5 weeks. And Branch gets sideways at a 2. Here comes Burrows with a run. Not gonna take a look just yet. Burrows still hawking, still stalking that 99 of Jason Branch. He's gonna slide up the track at a 4. Coming to the line, 2 laps to go. popsicle sticks for your race leader, Jerry Cochran. And it looks like Cochran is gonna be able to do it. Gap now under 2 seconds. They're catching him quick now. Oh boy, this is about to get big. Big block down the backstretch. Jason Branch pushing Burrows all the way to the white line. Burrows has to let out for a little bit, washes up the track. He's got a good run off of 4. Here they go. White flag. Final lap here tonight from Homestead Miami Speedway under the lights, championship night, and Jerry Cochran's out of gas. Cochran out of gas on the final lap. Jason Branch takes back the race lead. 8th different race lead of the night. 5 race leaders, top 2 drivers battle for the race win. They battle for the championship. Will they touch? No, they keep it clean through 3 and 4. Oh boy, sideways, and Branch loses it. Branch goes around Kevin Burrows. Gonna grab the race win, the championship trophy all at once, and Jason Branch wads it up, coming to the checkered flag. Oh boy. Let's look one more time here. Branch, sideways, sideways. Oh, man. That is a rough lick. That is a hard hit. But how about this race winner? That's his 6th win of the year, and came right at the end of a crazy championship race. My goodness, how about that, race fans? Stand up, let's hear it for that 23 of Kevin Burrows. He's gonna drop the hammer and give the fans a bit of a smoke show. And we're going to step away for just a brief commercial break, get things set up for your post-race interviews. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be back to raise the trophy after these short words. back at the track at the completion of tonight's Season 3 championship race right here at Homestead Miami Speedway for Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Ayer's iRacing Paints ARCA Menard Series. And what a race it was, race fans. My goodness. I tell you what, let's not waste any time. Let's dive right into some of these podium interviews here tonight. Let's see if we can't catch in and have a few words with the driver inside of that 51 machine, John McMillan Sr. It's Dave in the booth. You got your ears on, bud?
I got you, Dave.
Hey, my man, how you doing? How you feeling after that solid run there?
That's probably one of the best runs I've had all season. Too bad it took me to the end, but it was a fun race, and there's a lot of great racing out there.
I would have to agree with that. A lot of great racing action out there. Pretty much all race long. We've seen some drivers have a little bit of trouble. How tough was the grip out there tonight?
On fresh tires, it was pretty slick. After probably after 3 or 4 laps, it wasn't too bad. But certainly the first 3 or 4 laps, it was pretty greasy.
Well, John, we've seen you run here in the ARCA series last season as well as this season. We've seen you run in the trucks as well. Now that we're at the end of Season 3 here, what's the plans moving forward for you inside of that 51? Where are you racing next season?
I think I'm just going to race the trucks next season. I'd like to race ARCA too, but I think I'm just going to go with the trucks for next season.
All right. Well, John, we look forward to seeing you in the truck series next season. But for now, congratulations with rounding out season number 3 here with a podium finish, walking away in third. Before we let you go, would you like to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home on that 51?
Yeah, I'd like to give a big thank you to my son. He's really helped me out a lot with some of the driving stuff, and I'd like to thank Justin and all the guys that run this league. They do an awesome job, and up in the booth, Dave, you're doing a phenomenal job week in, week out. So this is really fun to run this series.
Well, John, I know the admins and officials, they appreciate the kind words. We here at Turn 3 appreciate the kind words. It's been a pleasure watching you over the past 2 seasons. We'll look to catch up with you in season number 4 in the trucks. And for now, my man, until next time, stay safe, and we'll see you soon.
Okay, thanks, Dave. It was nice talking with you.
All right, well, there you have it. The 51 of John Big Mac McMillan Sr. walks away with a podium finish here tonight. Happy with the good run. Just a little frustrated it took this long to get that solid podium finish here this season. John McMillan Sr. walks away from the track here tonight in the 3rd position, and that's going to move us right along to the driver that walked away in 2nd here tonight. Let's see if we can't dial up that 65 of Sean Mitchell. It's Dave in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir, I do.
Hey, but great run for you here tonight. You found yourself in the race lead there for a moment. What was going through your head when you were leading tonight?
I mean, I just like just said I have to keep it or just keep it pacing with Jason and Kevin, because I knew they were very fast. I knew if I just kept in pace with them, I would have been fine. And yeah, worked out pretty well, I think.
Well, I want to give you a little bit of information here. It looks like you had somebody out in the chat out there rooting for you. Your good buddy Pierce Maffett said if you were to win tonight, he was going to put your face on his car for Wednesday night. I think we need to make him do it anyway. What do you think?
Yeah. No. Yes, he needs to.
Well, see,
Yeah.
Pierce, you're outvoted, outnumbered, and outruled, buddy. You now gotta run Sean's face on your car. Yeah, we're protesting if not. Anyways, back to some seriousness here, Sean. Great finish for you here tonight in 2nd. You've had some great runs throughout the season. You had a shot at the championship trophy here tonight, just fell 1 spot short. What's your plans for next season? Are you coming back to the ARCA series, or are you going to go to trucks and possibly the Xfinity class?
For me personally, I think I'll take at least another 1 or 2 more years doing ARCA, and I have discussed with my team. I may be making full-time trucks next season. Just depends on what my schedule is with school and everything. But definitely ARCA again for sure.
All right. Well, Sean, it's been a pleasure watching you all year long out there on the racetrack, ripping off some podium finishes along the way, walking away second here tonight, the championship race. So congratulations with that. Before we let you go, would you like to give any shout outs, thank yous, love views?
I would. I would like to thank just Hunter Collier for just getting me into this league, getting an entire team set up for and just Pierce Matthew for being inspirational to be sometimes. Just want to thank L&J Welding and Blues Diecast for sticking with all season, even though I've missed a few races due to just stuff and outside of racing. But yeah, and also, if Todd, you're watching, I'm very sorry that I came down here. That's completely my fault. Yeah, my fault.
All right. Well, Sean, I'm sure Todd appreciates the comments there, and we'll look forward to catching up with you back at the track once again. What do you say?
Yes, sir. Can't wait for next season.
All right. Well, there you have it. Sean Mitchell. Glad he could walk away in a podium spot. Unfortunately, it was one spot shy of being able to lift that championship trophy and get into victory lane for the first time here this season with the Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Ayers iRacing Paints ARCA Menard Series. Little bit hanging on his head after the contact with Todd McGregor sent McGregor into the inside wall. That is a show of great sportsmanship right there. Sean Mitchell finishes the season in second. And how about we get to where the big boys play? The man himself, the myth, the legend, victory lane 6 times this season. Kevin, you tired of holding the checkered flag yet?
Absolutely not.
That's kind of a dumb question, isn't it? Man, okay, let's talk about the race here tonight. Halfway point, you were yet to lead a lap. What was going through your head, or was there strategy being involved?
No, I had zero strategy. I cooked my tires a little bit there, and one passed me, then another one passed me, then it just seemed like a train passed me, and I caught back up, and then that caution happened. I thought, oh man, this is going to throw a wrench in everything. And I started on the outside line, and there again, the whole train passed me again. So I caught back up, and who was it? Who was ahead of me? Who was in between me and Jason there towards the last? Can't remember who it was.
That would have been the 18 of Jerry Cochran. He was on a fuel.
Yeah, Jerry.
There.
Okay, Jerry. Boy, he's quick. But he was in between us, and me and him battled there for a little bit. And I finally got around him, and then I was skeptical that I was going to catch up to Jason because Jason's so fast. But I did. But man, that last lap was really something with Jason. It was a good time.
Well, that was going to be the next thing I tried to get a few comments from you on is those last 2 to 3 laps, you and I'll call him a fellow foe, a friendly foe, if you will. You and Jason Branch have been going at it all season long. 5 wins to his 4 before tonight's race. You were at it with each other all season long, at it at the end of tonight's race. The show of respect between you two, keeping it clean right there, was absolutely amazing. Is there anybody else in the field that you would have rather battled it out with at the end of this thing out of turn 4 for the championship win?
Absolutely not. That was that was perfect in my mind. Me and him up there 1 and 2 battling it out on the very last lap. If you could ask me what had been the highlight of this whole season, I would have said that, and it happened.
Oh, we'd have to agree with you. I think there's maybe 1 or 2 other highlights that rank right up there with it, but this one tonight, that was absolutely amazing to watch between you two. We've asked the rest of the podium drivers, so we're going to ask you the most important, well, one of the most important questions. Walked away with the championship trophy here in the Ayers iRacing Paints ARCA Menard Series. What's your plans next season? Are you going to leave the ARCA series behind and focus in on the trucks and possibly the Xfinity cars?
I'm 50-50. I might stay right where I'm at. I thought about moving up to the trucks. I'm not for sure. I don't know. I'll just reckon I'll cross that bridge when I get there.
All right. Well, until then, my man, enjoy tonight's race win. Enjoy tonight's championship trophy. Job well done. You deserve it. It's been a pleasure all season long. And for the last time here in season 3, would you like to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home on that 23?
Yep. Again, I'd like to thank my wife and my daughter and Justin. Justin puts on a great league. I've really enjoyed it. And Dave, you knock it out of the park, dude. You do a great job up here in the booth. I really appreciate you.
Well, without you guys, there would be no me, so I appreciate you guys more than you would ever know. But again, my man, it's been a pleasure all season long, and we'll look forward to catching up with you trackside regardless of what series you end up in.
Yeah, I hope this isn't the last time we talk.
Absolutely not. We'll catch up with you again, my man.
All right, thanks, Dave.
All right, there's Kevin Burrows. He's off to sign some autographs and get some pictures of that race-winning car, the championship-winning car. Walked away with the most race wins this season as well. That's going to be the 6th notch on his belt this season. What a way to cap off season number 3, huh, race fans? A battle for the championship trophy, the race win, coming off a turn 4. Branch and Burrows side by side battling it out. Branch steps it out in hard impact with the barrels there. Surprised we didn't have to get the water cleanup trucks out there, get the Air Titans out there to clean up the mess after that one. Tough break to see Branch lose it off of 4. That was going to be an amazing finish across the line between those two drivers. But man, what a night. What a way to kick off championship week here for Swift Motorsports. Man, oh man, I don't think it gets much better than that, no matter how much you try to script it. And with the producers hitting the buttons one final time here on the Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker, Ayer's iRacing Paints ARCA Menard Series will run down your championship night race results, walking away with some hardware double time here tonight. The 23 of Kevin Burrows is your race winner and your season 3 champion. 65 of Sean Mitchell walks away in second, and rounding out the podium here tonight, Big Mac John McMillan Sr. Donald Bennett turning his race around. He finishes inside the top 5. Bennett will pilot the Kutztown, Pennsylvania Keystone Motorsports machine into 4th. Rounding out the top 5 here tonight, the StepTire.com 5 of Lee Staples. The Ology Brewing Company 77 of John Peel finishes in 6th, while Jason Branch's iHeartRadio Dynamark 99 slides it off of 4. He'll finish back in 7th. 88 of Noah Owens in his blue diecast machine walks away in 8th. And Lee Campbell in the 14 Max Pappas Industries machine finishes in 9th. Jerry Cochran pilots the Grace and Jade Photography 18 to a top 10 after running out of gas on the last lap. 15 of Logan Hartman back in 11th. Larry Poling 69 in the 12th position tonight. 71 of Todd McGregor gonna finish 13th, and David Cameron in the Wrangler number 10 gonna round out the field for tonight. Big shout out to my main man up there in race control in the admin booth right down the hall, Gary Wells and Justin Gann, getting the job done all season long. Hats off to you for everything you guys have done all year long. Absolutely wouldn't find a better place to race. If you're looking for a great Racing League to get with here on iRacing.com. Look no further than Swift Motorsports. Check them out down there in the description. And with that being said, we're going to cut off the lights and get ready for tomorrow night's racing action here with Swift Motorsports in the Performance Truck Series season finale. So until then, stay safe, stay loved, my friends, and until tomorrow night, we'll meet you in turn 3.